everyone, and welcome to Inside Bristol. Today we are talking to some new people to Tennessee High, and starting out we have got the new principal, Dr. Rouse. Thank you so much for being with us today. So you're in the hot seat right now, and we're just wanting to get to know you. So tell us a little bit about your history with Bristol, because you've got some deep roots here.
Lived in Bristol all of my life. Grew up in the Holston Valley area. Graduated from East High School. Went on to get my BS degree, my master's degree, and my doctorate degree all from East Tennessee State. Have 2 children, 4 grandchildren.
And Tennessee High, how did you even find out about this position? And have you worked in this district for a long time? Or tell me about how you took over principal position here.
Actually, I have 25 years of experience in Sullivan County. The Bristol, Tennessee position became available. And, Tennessee High has been there since 1888. A lot of tradition, a lot of heritage there. Just happy to be a part of it.
So what are some of the exciting things? I guess even if you have a long, lengthy history in education, it's always new when you're starting a new position anywhere. So I'm sure you've gone through some changes just in the last month. What's that been like?
A little scary, a little intimidating. Dig your feet in and then shake yourself off and move right on. Lots of new faculty. I didn't know a lot of the faculty at Tennessee High, so just getting to know faces and names, putting that together, that's been my first goal to accomplish. Of course, 1,200 students, trying to figure out who they are, what their names are. It just getting into the routine of something new and figuring out about Tennessee High, because every school, no matter where you go, that each school has their own culture. So I'm just trying to figure out the culture of Tennessee High and moving right along.
So what have you figured out about us here at Tennessee High?
I have figured out that all students are just alike. It doesn't matter where you go. Students are students. Happy ones, sad ones, some that need you more than others. You've got your wonderful kids that are always doing the right thing all the time. You've got some kids that need a little bit more help than other kids. But kids are kids, and I guess that is the thing that has been the most enlightening to me. Kids are the same no matter where you go.
So has this been an easy role to step into, do you think?
I love administration. I just absolutely love leadership. So yes and no. Yes, in that I love a challenge. No, in that it's really hard to replace someone as well loved as Mr. Butcher, and he had great roots there and a wonderful history there. So it's never easy to follow someone that's so well loved as Mr. Butcher. But I'm finding my own trenches, and we're moving forward.
So what are some of those goals that you have set out for yourself and for the school?
I want to be Tennessee High School is a wonderful school with lots of tradition, great scores. They have been making great strides with ACT, with other scores. I want to improve those scores. I want those scores to be even better. I want us to look at writing. I want us to look at our e-learning. Those are probably my 2 academic focuses for right now, is improving writing scores and getting more e-learn classes.
So what exactly is e-learning?
It's online, just online courses. You might have an English 1 class, and it's online. The student signs up, actually does it all on computer. They can do it at home. They can do it there at school, just various ways. It's another way to be able to get a class credit.
Okay. And this will just help students all the way around with
yes.
the scheduling.
Yes.
And okay.
Just another way to help a student be successful.
That's great. And that's really what you're here for. That's the whole, I guess,
Yes.
your big mission
Yes.
would be that. Is that right?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, our Tennessee High TV station interviewed me this morning, and they asked, do you feel that you're making things better? And of course my answer was yes, I absolutely think I'm making things better. I don't think you can sleep at night if you don't think that. And part of that is academics, the students having better scores, but it's also just having kids more well-rounded and happier, and there's a whole ball of wax to being an administrator and having success. It's not all just on a transcript.
Well, look, you have done a great job. We're so glad to get to meet you, and thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Coming up next, it's fall and it's football time in Tennessee. We'll introduce you to the new head coach of the Vikings. That's coming up. Well, welcome back. Well, today is our day of newbies, as I'm calling them, and we have someone very special and new to Tennessee High School, but certainly not new to football. I've got Coach Shane Boggs with me today. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me on.
So you're new to Tennessee High, but not new to football.
Not new to football. Been coaching for 15 years, and really in 3 different states now. Coached in Florida, coached in Georgia. Spent 6 years in Georgia, 8 years in Florida, and now back to Tennessee High.
And you're not new to the area either, even though you've coached in other states. This is your hometown.
Right. Born and raised in Bristol. Lived in the county, so I went to Acred Elementary, Bluntville Middle School, and then Sullivan Central. Graduated in 1990. When the job came open, it was something I was very familiar with, and not only familiar, but very excited about the opportunity.
So I guess your family's probably pretty excited to have you back.
They are. My brother and sister-in-law teach here in the district, in Bristol City School District as well. My mother lives in Kingsport. Got another brother that's local here, so they were certainly glad to have me back.
So let's talk about football. What do you think?
Well, it's a great place to teach and coach. You know, I mean, one of the things that was important to me was I'd been in some great football programs, but with a 7-year-old, 5-year-old, and 3-year-old, I was just as interested in what kind of school situation that I would have my kids in. So really excited to have my daughter at Holston View Elementary. Excited about football here as well. Everybody knows about the football traditions and the Stone Castle and all that kind of stuff, but I'm excited about the total package that was really offered to my family.
So get into the team a little bit. What was your approach when you sort of started the season? And I guess you started training back at the beginning of August, probably.
Well, the training really started in January, and there was a staff of coaches here in place that really got that ball rolling, and not just got it rolling, but did most of the work. The timing of this turnover was a little different than most. You know, I showed up in July, and at that point I showed up the week after what the TSSAA calls the dead period, which is the first time that you can actually bring a ball to practice. Before that, it was just strength and conditioning with weight stuff, and so we got started on Monday, July 11th, and it was a rapid pace, you know. So I think someone said we played our first game the 40th day I was here, so it was very different.
How's it going?
It's gone very well. It's been, like I said, it's been a bit of a whirlwind, you could say.
Jump in and go.
No doubt, and so it's not at all what the typical process would be. You know, you start out in January typically, and here I said, like I said once before, we got started July 11th, and it's been good. I've been real pleased with the players' attitudes. We've got some great workers and some great character kids. Our team chemistry is very good, and a lot of things to be excited about.
And it's great because you're really bringing so much experience to the team. Any changes that you're wanting to make, or some things you're doing a little differently?
Well, I would say that I don't know that there were a lot of changes necessary, to be honest with you. This is a school that's won a lot of conference championships. They've won state championship, national championship, so didn't need to reinvent the wheel. But we've tweaked some things. I mean, our offensive philosophy is a little different now, and just want to try to continue to get more and more kids out along the way.
What's probably the toughest part of coming in to an established program? Because I know the coach before you had been here for quite some time. So is that a challenge when you come in?
You could say it's a challenge. I mean, expectations are high. That's what I was striving for. You want to be in a place where expectations are high, because usually the commitment and the resources and all those sorts of things are there as well. But I would prefer to look at it more of it's a blessing, and the reason I say that is a lot of the things that have made them successful over the years are still in place. There's a great staff of assistant coaches. Everybody knows you can't do it by yourself. It's one of those things where you have to rely on others, and we've got a super staff. 4 of them have been head coaches before, and several other guys will go on to be head coaches.
Oh, well, look, we really appreciate you being with us. We know it's a busy time of year, so thank you for sparing a few minutes, and good luck.
Thanks for having me on. Thanks again.
Find more of Inside Bristol online at youtube.com/watchbtntv. Thank you so much for joining us today on Inside Bristol. If you have a story idea, feel free to email us. We'd love to hear it. And you can also visit us on our YouTube channel. Thanks again, and have a great day.